Welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you all again. First and foremost, a big thank you to all of our viewers and subscribers. We really appreciate your support, and we look forward to having more fun on this channel. Let's get into our next review. This character, Reginald, is a real piece of work. Really interesting. Enjoy the review. We'll see you all soon. So you know, everyone out here is waiting for another review, and I'm a new reviewer. My name is Hollywood Hornhelm. Hornhelms are always present. And we're here to review Reginald Zvalthir. Spelled really weird, but a really weird character. Get what you get. He is a half-elf. He plays in 2nd edition of AD&D. I like that. Starting to get back to roots. That's a good place to be. And he is an amazing character who plays pretty much middle of the road. He's not somebody who's overly good, overly bad. He's out there chonking away, having a great old time, and we're here to cover some of that today. So, with everything that we know about him, we know he's played by Dave, who lives in the greater American Midwest, and and he dresses the part of a very strange character. He wears an open robe. He's got his weapons. He's got a spell book because he is a fighter magic user. Like I said, he's a spell archer. And he is pretty cool looking, except he's got a tricorn hat on as a half-elf, which is odd. But okay, no big deal. And he's also a big bushy beard. Now that's weird. That's something I don't know how other elves would feel about that, but this guy, Reggie, has a lot of problems. So let's talk about some of that. So Reggie is a very interesting person, and amongst the many things that he carries, he has a Dwarven belt that makes him appear Dwarven. He wears that a lot. He's worn it so much that he now has a nickname. They call him Thirds, and he'd be 1/3 human, 1/3 elf, and 1/3 dwarf. So only 1/3 of them is good to begin with. So we can't do much about that. But the idea of combining an elf and dwarf, where that makes my head have to go, the space that it takes me to is gruesome. It's just wrong. It's the wrong way to treat dwarves. It's the wrong way to treat elves. It's all wrong. So with this very strange character, Thirds, that's just weird. Sorry, that as a dwarf, that's just weird. He's done some really, really cool stuff, though. So this is what we're here to do, is we're here to review the goods and the bads and the overall, how we feel about him personally as a dwarf. It's not like we're going to let that slide and not say anything about it, but at the same time, we're not going to let it bother us too much. So what epic successes and failures has Reggie had during his playing career? 7th and 8th level, he's got to have done a few things, right? Well, let's see. His success is interesting. He was in an underground dungeon with his party. They were deep inside of a drow dungeon. They found their way to the throne room. They were engaged in an epic battle. And amongst the items that were there to defend the throne room was an item that Reggie stole and used to good effect. He took a scorpion, so a ballista, picked it up with a huge surge of strength and a really good roll, and shot it at the Drow Queen, impaling her straight through the eye, nailing her right to an altar behind her, killing her, winning the day, saving the party. Truly epic. Nice move. We have to give some credit where credit's due here. So in talking with my colleagues, we came back and said, yeah, that's really cool. We think that's a 9 out of 10. Excellent. Excellent job, Reggie. That's the way to show those drow. It's bad enough that they're elves, but evil elves on top of it, they deserve to die. So killing the queen was a good thing. Well done, well done. Now we have to talk about his failure. Well, as a part of his role, and looking as much like a dwarf as he did, the whole party was in a abandoned dwarf city. Hard to think of what might cause that to happen other than Mariah, but we're not going to go there. So, what did happen? Well, they went into this abandoned dwarf city. They found the potential for a trap. And because he looked dwarven, they asked him to work on the trap, and he set the giant trap off. It was a huge pit trap. Sucked everybody in. Almost everybody was killed. And part of it was because he was being a fake dwarf. Masquerading. Unacceptable. We don't like that part. It was an epic failure, but it was a deserved epic failure. So this is a tough one to rank. Dropping your party into a pit trap, not all that uncommon. In terms of difficulty level or degree of epicness, we come away with a 5. Everybody agrees that we should go even lower because he was busy parading around, trying to show himself off as a dwarf when he really wasn't. So he got what he deserved, but we're not going to give him extra points because of what he did. Like I said, if we had our choice, we'd take away more. So a 9 out of 10 for his epic success, a 5 out of 10 for his epic failure. And how did we feel about Reggie overall? Oh, this is a tough one. We're trying to be fair, but we're also dwarves, and we know. So where does that leave us in looking at the overall of Reggie? Well, Reggie, this is a tough one. We're dwarves. And somebody taking and masquerading as a dwarf, not having any of the abilities, gives us a bad name. We don't like that part. So on the overall, we tried not to let it influence us too much, but the reality is it's going to influence us somewhat. We're going to say a 7 out of 10 on the overall because we think we're being too mean if we go lower than that. And you did have some epic things happen, Reggie, so that part of it is quite good. We like that. Now the real question. Would we want Reggie in our party? That's not too tough of an answer, given the things he's done. And our party, which is obviously made up of dwarves, no. We would not only leave him at the ball, but we would duct tape him to the walls of the toilet. Now, mind you, this guy had a lot of strikes against him. He's part elven, and he looks part dwarven, in a mixture which is an abomination beyond all Ken and Barbie. So be careful out there. If you run into Reggie and you're a dwarf, try not to get too upset. We've already blasted him enough on the show. Still, a very respectable outcome for some very interesting characters and a very interesting set of circumstances that he presented to us. Overall, well done, Reggie. Lose the dwarf part or lose the elven human part. Then you'd really be in our good graces. Take care and thanks again. We'll see you again soon. We hope you all enjoyed Reginald's excellent adventure. He had some epic successes, some epic failures, and in spite of being or having the appearance of, I guess, a half-dwarf, half-elf. It's so hard to say that. He was very, very interesting and certainly was epic in every way. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, notifications, share if you enjoyed the content, and we'll be back with more again soon. Remember, dwarves rock.